Can you imagine being banned from your favorite profession for 30 long years? Will you have to do something tedious or physically demanding until your old age? So begins a mystery game about a writer who has committed a gruesome crime. Suddenly, he has a change for redemption that portends extraordinary adventures. The game was released by tiny Russian studio Do My Best, who have been working on 6 years. Their past project, a train dividing simulator set in a zombie apocalypse, The Final Station, is a high rate on Steam. In the Bookwalker 3 of Tales, the authors have emphasized story over the narrative within a narrative, and it may seem this game is reminiscent of Disco Elysium, but don't be deceived. The Bookwalker is a point-and-click adventure that is a pure quest with a lot of text and a few locations. Events take place in a fantasy version of the late century, where the brilliant writer at the quest commit a serious crime, which was followed by a strictest punishment from the writer's police. All the author's books were ticked off the market, and he for 30 years will work for a book publisher. What did Andy do? An unexpected ringing of the phone gives hope. A stranger voice offers a deal, the fulfillment of 6 orders for getting rid of the writer's handcuffs. The game doesn't reveal all the details of the fictional universe, presenting only a framework. In ancient times, there will be true literally who fold works into a masterpieces, but they disappear after some armed conflicts, and in the present there's too many plagiarists whose books consist of borrowings, and these borrowings are obtained by criminal bookwalkers, who are hunted by their writer's police. Bookwalkers, or simply walkers, are thieves with ability to jump into other people's works to steal artifacts, after which the plagiarist can use them in their own creation, and Etiny is one of them. 6 words, 6 items, and a gothic freedom. Before the players unfolds a 6-hour story with a alternation of fiction and reality, and with the protagonist ears of Christopher Nolan's Inception picture. The game is divided into paths. At the beginnings of each chapter, an unknown messenger slips a suitcase under the door of Ethan's small apartment, which contains a job of description and a book from which you need to steal an artifact. The hero, will a first-person view, walks around the room and apartment building, communicate with neighbors and takes phone calls, but it doesn't last. As the main time is spent traveling through book universe is isometrics. The player is immersed in the story of fictional works, but hints at famous books, including and too obvious reference to Harry Potter. In the literary world, Wolfman transforms into a creature with a book-shaped heads. Sometimes Etiny confused the inhabitants of the page with. Gameplay in the books is a combination of exploration, item crafting and puzzle solving. There won't be any big challenges. Chatting with all the characters, which will take up most of the journey. Since there's a lot of text, clicking through the environment, finding useful items and trash. We use items in the right places and recycle trash into the ink. The latter serve as mana in battles and sometimes affect the passage. It is worth passing the author for the ability to humor and come up with a memorable character. Something and action makes the player smile. The turn-based battle in the Bookwalker, where the enemy exchange kicks with hostile creators, are useful mechanics. Losing doesn't affect anything. The hero is thrown out the book, where he quickly return in the battle will continue. But the main deception lies in the pattern variation. In the fact the choice of option is reflected only in the phrases in the dialogues, while the outcome will be the same. No, this is not Disco Elysium. The first story, with the title Drop of the Eternity by the Jonathan Burroughs, is about an alchemist and the potion is immortality. Here the hero will gain an ally who will be named Roderick. The little helper is imprisoned in a cage. During the adventure, help with advice, but more often irritates, playing the role of consistency and grounds for wrong from a moral point of view actions. Soon Edney comes across the obstacle and remembers that his neighbor has a tool for demissing the wall. Mick and Transition lands it and then plunks back into the book and breaks through the wall. And such returns for the real world with the transfer of the object to the fictional world will become a common practice. The theft of the artifacts will distort the work, because the author did not intend in that way, and after the first success you will be asked to steal Thor's hammer, then the magic wand. Not always everything goes according to the plan, and failure is followed by the punishment, but all the player will see even when replaying with other option of answers and actions, because the plot is linear. The Bookwalker Thief of Tales has cool ideas, and the game is not a joke or fascinating, but once you understand how everything works, you will be immediately disappointed. Some stories are tedious, some elements are not necessary, there is no sense of cohesion, but you can feel the gameplay stretching. But there's unexpected turns, memorable fragments and intrigue. I like the graphics and detailing, the mood-setting musics. You can feel the soul and the desire of telling an exciting story. Do my best wanted to do something unusual, but you can see that several times you visited the concept, abandoned the project, looking to the right formula, experimenting with mechanics, looking back at the intermediate industry, and for nothing. Next time you should not be afraid and look back on others. Nevertheless, Bookwalker is must-try for all fans of the story-driven games. Perhaps this is a story that will touch you especially, and about the arguments all claims are easily shattered.